All right. Revision 20A. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to restart it. about to attach the doors and the belts to the body of the tent. Body of the tent goes right side out. The door and the belt, as I attach them, they will look inside out when attached to the top center and stitch that all up. This is the door assembly, so I'm going to try to get zoomed right in on that. And it has a selvage. So I want to attach that to the raw edge. What we're going to do now, this is important too. All right, I set this up, or I designed this tent so that most of the places, it's, in fact, maybe it's all in this suggestion. But what we have is a selvage and a cut edge, especially in this part, rather than two cut edges. A little bit trickier. This is the door assembly, just like I've done it. You'll get the result. Zoom right in on something. And it has a selvage, which is how it's I want to attach that to the raw edge, 1776. You might get something similar to this. I set this up, or I designed this tent so that door to go to the cut edge. In fact, maybe it's all to go to the raw edge. But what we have is a selvage, you can see, to the cut edges. So those are going, these cut edges are going to go to the other side, which has the selvage. So it has a selvage, which is how it's going to attach that to the raw edge, 1776. You might get something similar to this. I set this up, or I designed this tent so that, door, all right, to go to the cut edge. Maybe attention as I do this. Do this, but what we have is a selvage to the cut edges. So those are going, these cut edges are going to go to the other side, which has the selvage, the camera in, which is how better what I'm doing. You might get something similar to this. I designed this tent so that check to go to the cut edge. All right. So what I have now is what we have is to cut it up. This is why I did that. You can see the crease. That's the top one. In fact, I'm going to more manipulation. This is how it's all around. What I'm doing. You might get something similar to this. I designed this tent so that here, check to go to the cut edge. Just like with anything, all right, move it around enough. So what I have now is what we have. To cut it up. This is why I did that. You can see the crease. That's marked. In fact, now I need my tools. Wax, needle, twine, scissors, seam ripper. Okay, check. Back to anything. All right, move it around enough. So I have now is this is why I did that. You can see the crease. That's marked. Okay. Okay, so here we go. This is why I did that. You can see the crease. That's marked. Okay. Okay, so here we go. It's not real. It's just a picture of a cat. This is why it's just a picture of a tendon. Here we go. See the crease. That's marked. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. It's not real. It's just a picture of a cat. This is why it's just a picture of a tendon. You see the crease. That's marked. Okay. Here we go. Please don't. It's not real. It's just a picture of a cat. This is why it's just a picture of a tendon. Where's your ball? Are you going to play ball for a while? Here we go. Please don't. You've got twine to chase. Okay. Where's your ball? Are you going to play ball for a while? Here we go. Listen, wonderful. All this twine to chase. All right. This I'm going to wax heavily because there's a lot of fabric to go through. It's going to be really abrasive. Listen, wonderful. So, all this twine to chase. All right. This I'm going to wax heavily because there's a lot of thread that's fabric to go through. It's going to be really abrasive. Wonderful. So, all this twine to chase. All right. This I'm going to wax head up because there's a lot of spread this. We're going to do fabric to go through. It's going to be really abrasive. Wonderful. So, all right. All right. This I'm going to wax head up because there's a lot of spread this. We're going to do fabric to go through. It's going to be really abrasive. What we want to do. Wonderful. So, all right. All right. This I'm going to wax head up. All right. Look out. Spread this. Move it. Back. All right, so we have a cut edge. So on the bottom. All right. All right. This is going to wax that up. All right, look out. Move it. All right, so we have a cut edge. See that? So on the bottom. All right. This is going to wax that up. Look out. Move it. All right, so we have a cut edge. See that? All right, so there's the cut edge of the body. Now I have the door assembly. Cut edge. See that? This solid edge. Got away from the wall. Thank you. All right, so there's the cut edge of the body. Now I have the door assembly. Cut edge. See that? This solid edge. Here's my center mark. This is where I folded and pinched and ironed earlier. All right, now so there's the cut edge of the body. The visibility of it with a piece of now I have the chalk. Here's my center mark, right side up. Where I folded and pinched and ironed the. There's the cut edge of the body. Visibility of it. So that's a finished exterior seam. Now what we're going to do is this right side up. Where I folded and pinched and inside out. There's the cut edge of the body. Visibility of it. So that's a finished exterior seam. Up here. Now what we're going to do is this right side up. Where I folded and pinched and inside out. Check that visibility of it. So that's a center mark. Up here. Right side up. Folded and pinched inside out. So here is my semicircle that I traced with the chalk. With that center mark. Here is upper body of the tent. I'm coming in about the width of the cell. Here is my semicircle that I traced with the chalk. With that center mark. Here is upper body of the tent. And I want to align that in about the width of the cell. Here is my semicircle that I traced there with the chalk. Please stop. Please stop. Here is where is my wall? And I want to align that in about the width of the cell. Here is my semicircle that I traced there. There you go. Happy hunting. Please stop. All right. Here is where is my wall? And I want to align that in about the width of the cell. So I'm going to think this through. There you go. Happy salvage and the width. And now try to visualize the width as you go around this semicircle. So I'm going to visualize about the same width of the selvage side of it. Now try to visualize what you want to do is go right on the line circle. So I'm going to push this pin visualize at the center point out the same width of the selvage side. Here's the ironed edge. Visualize the chalk go right on the line circle. I'm going to push through. So I'm going to push right this where visualize at the center point out the same width of the selvage. It should be the center. Here's the ironed edge. Visualize the chalk go right on the line circle. And it lines up with the one I did on the exterior, which is good. That's good. Center point out. So now we want to put this through. Should be the center. Here's the ironed edge, about 3/4 of an inch in from this edge. Lines up with the one that's going to be important in a minute. Once I get this semicircle locked in, this is the tough part. About 3/4 of an inch in from this edge. Lines up with the one that's going to be important in a minute. Once I start to do that, I get this stab through part of the way through the needle. This is the tough part. And then just come about 3/4 down in. From this edge. Lines up with the one that's going to be, excuse me, just a minute. Once I start to do that, I get this stab through part of the way through. This is the room. And then just about 3/4 down, chase your ball from this edge. Lines up with the one that's going to be, come back in 10 minutes. Once I start to do that, I get this stab through part of the way through. This is the room. Everything I said just now stands. Come back in 10 minutes. So you don't want to go through. Everything that sentence just now stands. And about the same distance of your seam width. In this case, it's about 3/4. I want to go through. It's going to be different on different limits. In that sense, just my old tender over there, it's much narrower. So whatever your seam width distance, that's where you want to come in on this. Case is about 3/4. This part you have to pay a lot of attention. It's going to be different on different when you're once you get around that circle. Then the selvage will be your guide. Whatever your seam width distance, that's where you want to come in on this. Case is about 3/4. So this part through, it's going to be different on different when you're once you get around that circle. Then the selvage will be your guide. Whatever your seam width distance, that's where you want to come in on this. This works. So this part through, there's that. It's going to be different when you're once you get through around that circle. Then the selvage will be your guide. Now, that's where you want to come in on this. This works. Stabs back through, and this part is tough just because it is so thick here. There are two seams that overlap, plus the width of the material. This works. So stabs back a stitch. This is this underside is the interior of the body of the tender. And this is the two seams that overlap. Plus, this is really the tough part. So come around this way, have a stitch. This is this underside is the interior of the body of the tender. Oh, you know what? And this is the two seams. I'm going to show you a little trick. Plus, this is really the tough part. What we're going to do is come around this way, have a stitch. This is this underside is the interior of the body of the tender. Oh, you know what? And this is the two seams. I'm going to show you a little trick. Plus, this is really the tough part. What we're going to do is come around this way. I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to start over. This is what I want to do in this case. I'm going to go about halfway through. I'm going to leave a long tail on one side so I can use a continuous piece of thread. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to start over. This is what I want to do. Double check my folds. I'm going to go about halfway through. That's right. Long tail on one side so I can use a continuous. Foul it up at this point. It's a lot more work to take it apart and redo it. What I want to do is check my folds, do it right the first time. So I'm going to go halfway through. That's right. Long tail on one side. So it's probably unnecessary at this point. It's a lot more work to much rather hard to redo it. What I want to do is check my folds, do it right the first time. So I'm going to pull halfway through. That's right. Long tail on one side. So it's probably unnecessary at this point. It's a lot more work. We'll just move the needle to that end. Much rather hard to redo it. What I want to do is check through. I'm going to go right here. So I'm going to pull halfway through. That's right. Long tail on one side. So it's probably unnecessary. So now, to that end, we have, I'm going to move through just so this doesn't go here with this thread pulling. Push through again. The same hole. So now, we have, I'm going to right next to this so this doesn't go the end of the other thread pulling. Push through again, and pull it out. Now we're going to begin the curve. Right next to this, what we want is to gently work this body around so that it matches. Pull it out. Now onto this. So now approximating that curve, coming around. So you have that work this at the top, body around so that now just gently angle it. Now onto this. So now approximated by a bunch of straight tangents coming around. So yeah, that's curved around a bit. Top. You put another stitch in around so that now just gently angle it. Now keep the tension on it. Now while you're doing this, you want to use your fingers to hold it flat. That's curved around a bit. Buckling and put another stitch in around so that now just get folding, twisted. Keep the tension on it. Just kind of hold it curved. While you're doing this, you want to use your finger eye on where that curve is. Flat, curve around a bit. Buckling and put another stitch in. Stab through. Just get folding, twisted. Keep the tension on it. Just kind of want to work this gently around in this short space. This is flat. Just requires a little bit of stab through. Finesse. Just work it around. Keep the tension on it. Just kind of want to work this gently around in this short space. This is flat. Other seams requires a little bit of stab through. Finesse. Go back, and then we're doing a back round. Just kind of following it around, gently around in this short space. This is flat. Other seams. I almost can't see my mark. Through. Finesse. Go back, and then we're doing a back round. What you think about this? Just kind of following it around, gently around. I'm going to pull that. Almost can't see my there. Through this. Go back, and then we'll do it. Afraid to pull them out. If you get this part right, again, all the way through. Get it right as you go. The final result of that almost can't see. Should go without saying, but go back, and then we'll don't be afraid to pull them out. So you get this part right, again, especially if you get it right as you go, the final result of that should go without saying. Let's try this again. So we still have it locked in at the center point. So get this part right, again, especially if you get it right. See right as you go, the final result of that should go without saying. Let's try this again. So we still have it locked in. Bend it at the center point. So get this part right, again, especially if you get it right. See right as you go, the final result of that should go without kind of maintain that. So we still have it locked in. Bend it over there. Dead on the chalk mark there. So that's good. So here, back stitch. See right as chalk just stab through. Should go without kind of maintain that. We still have it locked in. Bend it over there. Dead on the chalk mark there. So that's good. Bend it here a little bit more. Back stitch. See right as chalk just stab through. Should go without kind of maintain that. We still have it locked in. Bend it over there. Dead on the chalk mark there. So that's good. Bend it here a little bit more. Chalk mark. Stab through. Kind of maintain that. We still have it bend it over there. Dead on the chalk mark there. So that's good. Bend it here a little bit more. Chalk mark a little bit more. You're just gently working that curve into the flat, straight. I mean, this is a straight line, and we're trying to bend it into a curve. So you just want to take that up as you go. A little bit more. A little bit more. You're just gently working here that curve into the flat, straight. I mean, this is a straight line, and we're trying to bend it into a curve. So you just want to take that up as you go. Check the side. You just gently working. See that comes through into the chalk. Straight. I mean, this is a straight line, and we're trying to bend it into a curve. So push through. Just want to take that up as you go. Check the side again. Just gently working. See that comes through into the chalk. Straight. I mean, this is a straight. All right. Now we're almost out of the heavy seams, so it gets easier. It's just these first few stitches that are a little tough. Again, so just gently work. See that here through. So we've almost worked it so that this, the line of the doors has seams, so it gets lining up with the line of the body, which is again a little bit different angle. So we've almost worked it so that this, the line of the doors has seams, so push through up with the line of the body, same width, which is again, and then a little bit different angle. Come out, almost worked it so that this, the line of the doors just to the outside of it, push through up that line of entirely dependent on how your marking is, and then a little different angle. Come out, almost worked it so that this, the line of the doors just to the outside of it, push through, not a precise line, it is entirely dependent on how your, just to give you, it just gives the tent a bit of out shaping to accommodate the bridge boards. To a precise line, it is nice. Just to give you, it just gives the tent a bit of out before I pull that needle through to accommodate the bridge boards. Just bend this here again, and now we are aligned. And now I'm going to just to give properly stitch. Just gives the tent a bit of to that seam. So you're just gently pull that semicircle here, just for a little bit again. And now we are aligned, not a lot. And now it's dropping properly so far, maybe 3/4 of an inch at the top to that seam. So you're just gently pull that semicircle here, just for a little bit on the edge of that. Now we are aligned, not a lot. And now it's dropping again so far, maybe 3/4 of an inch at the top to that seam. So you're just gently pull that semicircle here, just for a little bit on the edge of that. Now we are aligned, not a lot. And now it's dropping again so far, maybe 3/4 of an inch at the top to that seam. So you're just gently pull that semicircle here again, just for these two lines. So you want the cut edge and the selvage edge outsides to be lined up. Push through again, just for these two lines, and there we are. And that's the part, the cut edge and the selvage edge. So it's kind of tough to start it, just because you're having to be careful to pay attention. Once you get rolling on the back stitches, these two lines, just where we are. And that's the part of the cut edge, but just getting that curve on, kind of tough to start it, just because it's important having to be careful to do that. I'm going to back stitches, these two lines, just where we are. And that's the part of the cut edge. I'm going to do a couple of inches out, just getting that curve on, kind of tough to start. I'm going to do a couple of inches of this, a little bit of it, just to get it locked in on this side. And that's the part of the inches. Let's see. Just getting that curve on. I'm going to do a couple of inches of this, a little bit of it, just to get it locked in on this side. What we have now I'll show you. So this is the top. It looks straight. But on here, in the front, see that curve? Here's the center line. What we have now just gently curves right there. I mean, he's just going for a little bit. It looks straight, just to get it from the top point down to the front. And then see that these two lines we have now just straight, gently curves right there. I mean, he's just going for a little bit. It looks straight, just to get it from the top point down to the front. And so now I'm going to do, and then see these two lines straight, gently curves right there. I mean, he's just going for a little bit. It looks straight, just to get it from the top point down to the front. And so now I'm going to do, and then see these two lines straight, gently curves right there. He's just going for a line top. It looks straight, just to get it from the top point down to the front. And so now I'm going to do, and then see these two lines straight, gently curves right there. He's just going for a line top. It looks straight, just to get it from the top point down to the front. And so now I'm going to do, and then see these two lines straight, gently curves right there. He's just going for a line top. It looks straight, just to get it from the top point down to the front. And so now I'm going to do, and then see these two lines straight, gently curves right there. He's just going for a line top. It looks straight, just to get it from the top.
I'd like to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. I'll be able to invest in some better camera equipment and better audio equipment. I'll have higher quality videos. That's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. I'll be able to invest in some better camera. I don't do 10 better audio time when I do various higher quality videos. That's like to record 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. I've learned a lot by investing in some better camera. I don't do 10 better stuff that other people have put out. Taught me how to do various higher quality videos. That's like to record 1,000 subscribers. I know a few things here and there that might be useful. I've learned a lot by investing in some better camera. I don't do 10 better watching this. People have put out time and taught me how to do various higher quality videos. It's like to find useful. I know a few things here and there. Subscribe to the channel. I've learned a lot by that lets me know watching this, people put out interest in this. It also tells the YouTube algorithm to recommend this to people know if it's going to subscribe to the channel. That lets me know benefit from it too. Watching this, people put out interest in this. It also tells the YouTube algorithm to recommend this to people know if it's going to subscribe. I'm going to keep going on this piece. Let me know benefit from it too. Watching this, people put out interest in this. So again, this is just the space backstitch. Up here it was pretty tight. This is proper backstitch right around that radius piece. Once you get down into the straight seam now. So again, this is just the space backstitch right at the edge of the selvage. As long as you're keeping the cut edge right aligned with the selvage edge. Once you get down into the straight, you have a nice again, this is just the space backstitch right at the edge of the selvage. As long as you're keeping the cut edge right aligned with the selvage, don't jam it once you get down into the straight, you have a nice again, this is just the space backstitch.
Okay, so our signal appears to be excellent, and shows that I'm going to
get down into the straight, you have a nice again, this is just the space backstitch.
Okay, so our signal appears to be excellent, and shows that I'm going to get down into the
yep.
Okay, so our signal appears to be excellent, and shows that I'm going to
there we go.
Yep. Okay, so our signal appears to be excellent, and shows that I'm going to
if you find the space between the threads, it goes very easily, and if you don't, it's
so our signal appears to be excellent.
what you want to do. Just keep again, just like with all the other long seams. Now you're basically just sewing the same as with any of the other long seams. Very easily, and if you don't, it's you just stitch here right at the edges, the inner edge of the selvage. What you want to do, just keep again these two, just like with all the other long seams. Now you're basically just sewing the same as with any of the tight ones. Just one little kind of stitch here, one piece, right at the edges, the inner edge of the selvage. What you want to do, just keep again, just like with all the other long ones. Now you're basically just sewing the same as with any of the tight ones. One little kind of stitch here, right at the edge of the inner edge, keep it flat. Just keep, again, just like with all the other ones. Now you're basically doing the same. One little stitch here, right at the edge of the inner edge, keep it flat. Just keep, again, just like with all the other ones. Now you're basically doing the same. One little stitch here. So what I'll do is I'll get to the end of this piece, just like this, and then I'll do the other side of the curve around. That's why I pulled the thread through at the beginning, left half on one side. And so what I'll do is I'll get to the end of this here, and this is just one continuous piece. And then I'll do the other side of the curve around. That's why I pulled the thread through at the beginning, left half on one side. And so what I'll do is I'll get to the end of this here, and this is just one continuous piece. And then I'll do the other side of the curve around. That's why I pulled the thread through at the beginning. I just don't want any butt half on this side. So what I'll do is I'll get to the end of this here, and this it's just one continuous piece. And then I'll push it through the other side of the curve around. That's why I pulled the thread. So we're coming toward the end of this stitch side. Of course, we have the rest of the seam to do, but I want to get this top assembled before I go on to the other part. I like to do similar operations at the same time. Of course, it takes the rest of some percentage of the mental effort and physical physical stuff. Some percentage of mental effort to figure out what you're doing and how you want to do it. Of course, it takes the rest of some percentage of the mental effort to do similar stuff. Physical stuff. Some percentage of mental effort to figure out what you're doing and how you want to do it. Of course, it takes the rest of some percentage of mental effort to do similar stuff. Physical stuff. Some percentage of mental effort to figure out what you're doing and how you want to do it. Of course, it takes the rest of some percentage. All right, so close to. I'm just going to put a few more in. Some percentage of mental effort. Good. And once we're done with this, I'm going to iron this again, just like all the other seams. We just iron this around. All right, so we'll put the selvage down here and then put a few more in. Felt it onto the body. Good. And once we're done with this, I'm going to iron this. Nice strong seam. All the other seams. We just iron this around. All right, so we'll put the selvage down here and then put a few more in. Look like a tent. Felt it onto the body. Which is kind of cool. And once we're done with this, I'm going to iron this. Nice strong seam. All the other seams. Iron this around. All right, so we'll selvage down here and then put a few more in. Look like a tent. Felt it onto the body. Which is kind of cool. And once we're done with this, big night. Big day. Nice strong seam. All the other seams. So this is a part here. When these two pieces are attached, then this looks like a tent. All right, so there we are. So kneel and wax. Big night. Big day. Nice strong seam. So this is a double check before when these two pieces are attached, then this looks like a tent. All right, so there we go. What we have now is, you see, this is the inside of the tent. You can tell by the seams. That's the inside of the tent. This is a double check before and two pieces are attached. Then this then. All right, so there we go. What we have out, and this is the first look inside of the tent. This part connected. So here's the top inside, and this is the tent. This is the double check. But and now attached. Our first look at what we have out, and this is the first look inside of this part goes the other direction now. And this is the inside, and this is the top. The doors connected. And now our first look. Let's take this other piece of what we have out, and this is the first look inside of this part goes the other direction now. And this is the inside, and this is the top. The doors connected. And now our first look. Let's take this other piece of what we have out, and this is first look. There we go. All right. So we want to do the same thing. We want to work this radius. We have a straight piece of fabric that's coming off at that angle. We want to work it gently. All right. Around. So we want to do the same thing. We want to work this radius. We're just going to go the other direction. Straight piece of fabric that's coming off at that angle. We want to work it gently first. All right. Kind of around this section. We want to do the same thing. We want to work this bunch of radius. I'm going to push through just next to the straight first stitch I put in. We're going to work it jet first. All right. Around this section. You want to do the same thing. Now we can start curving it around. Push through just next to the straight first stitch I put in. Right. So we want to go jet first. Just gently working it. Just do a couple of degrees at a time. We can start curving and push through just next to the straight first stitch I put in. Right next to that other stitch. And you want to keep roughly the same space that you're working with. A couple of that. Let's start curve on that one. That's a little too low. Right next to that other stitch. Next to roughly the same space. Oh, that was it. A couple inches. Let's start. There we go. So we're right next to the other. That's a little too low. About the same spacing. One other stitch. Next to roughly the same space. Oh, that was it. A couple inches. Down. There we go. So we're right next to the other. That's a little too low. About the same spacing. Push through. Again, this is multiple layers of stuff. I need to be able to see my radius in this kind of spot. That's a little too low. About the same space. Push through. Again, this is multiple layers of stuff. I need to be able to see my radius in this kind of spot. That's a little too low. Pull through. About the same space. Push down a bit. Again, this is multiple layers of stuff. I need to be able to see my radius. Check here that it's coming down right about where that chalk line is for the surface. I need to be able to see my radius. Check here that it's coming down right about where that chalk line is smoothing the surface. So now, check here that it's coming down right about where that chalk line is smoothing the surface. So now, again, check here that it's coming every step. Just work that piece around so that the chalk line is follows that curve. So now, let's go right through. Check here that it's coming every step. Just work that piece around so that the chalk line is follows that curve. So now, let's go right through. Check here that it's coming every step. Just work that piece around so that the chalk line is follows that curve. So now, let's go right through. Every step. Just work that piece around so that the chalk line is follows that curve. Right? That is, I think it's, needs to go a little bit over to the right. Right? So just correct as you go. So a little off, a little too far down, or too far to the left or right. Just adjust. Needs to go not rocket surgery, but you know. Right? So just correct as you go. This is kind of, it's almost eye level at the front of the tent, so left or right. Just do a neat job here, and not rocket surgery, but every time you get in there and get out, just correct as you go. This is kind of, put as much care into eye level. And this is if you're doing the front of the tent, so just do a neat job here, and not rocket surgery, but every time you get in there and get out, just correct as you go. This is kind of, put as much care into eye level. And this is if you're doing wherever you wish. Just do a neat job here. Back to rocket surgery, or skip a space, get in there and get out. Just correct as you go. Kind of, put as much care into eye level. This is we're almost curved around. So now we're back to lock this on space, get in there and get out. Just correct as you go. Kind of, put as much care into eye level. Past this is we're almost curved around. So now we're back to lock this on space. Just takes so much pressure to get through these because there's so much it's almost curved around. So now lock this, flatten that out. Just takes so much pressure to get. I want to do through these because there's so much it's almost this. I want to turn this way just so it's easier to work on. Just takes so much pressure to get. I want to do through these because there's so much this cut edge line up with the selvage. I'm going to turn this way down. Work on this. That's better, right? It just takes too much pressure. So now we're going to go this direction. This cut edge, line up a curve. Turn this way down. Work a little flat here. That's better, right? It just takes too much pressure. So now we're gonna go this direction. The idea with that curve, it's barely perceptible. It's just flat here. You'll wind up. Now we're gonna go this direction. Weird. The idea with that curve, it's barely perceptible. It's just flat here, a bit of an adjustable. No evidence for it. Now we're gonna go this direction. Weird. The idea with that curve. When I find new information, I just adjust my equation. No evidence for it. I think might have been done. When I find new information, I just adjust my equation. We do that. No evidence for choices, structural things that I think would have made sense to, in this case, when I find new information, I just adjust my equation. We do that. No evidence for choices, structural things that I think would have made sense to, in this case, when I find new information. I know American, British, choices, tense, period that exists today, it would have made sense to hands, eyes, when I find new information. I know love to American, British, choices, tense, still going through that. This is heavy reinforcing. It would have made sense to hands, eyes, when I find new information. Stab through. Once we clear it, we're almost past it. Once you clear it, then you can just stitch it. Tense, still going through that. This is heavy reinforcing. It would have made sense to hands. Now we're right there, we're down through. Once we clear it, we're almost past it. Once you clear it, then you can just stitch it. Right? Tense, still going through that. This is heavy reinforcing. Now we're right there, we're down. Something to be careful of when you're doing, when you're attaching the front and back of the tent, is that you don't stitch through other folded parts. I did that once. Now we're right there, we're down. Something to be careful of when you're doing, when you're attaching the stitch and back, I had it folded up, stitch through other folded parts. I did that once. Parts that I shouldn't have sewed through. Something to be careful. So now we're doing proper, just 2 layers of material. Stitch and back, I had it folded door, stitch through the body, other folded parts. Now we should just cruise right along. Parts that I shouldn't have this twine, and then we'll just add, now we're twine and run all the way down. Just 2 layers of material. Stitch, and that's the hard part. I had it folded door, stitch through. I mean, the hard part of the doors is now, I should just cruise right along. Just this twine, and then we'll just add, now we're twine and attach all the way down. Just 2 layers of material line, and that's the hard part. Folded door. You don't need a curve. The hard part of the doors is now, I should just cruise right along. Just this twine, and then we'll just add, now we're twine. It's almost not noticeable. It just takes it out. A bit of bunching, but otherwise you don't need a curve. The hard part of it's supposed to want to make cheap, quick one. You can skip that step and just go to try it. It's almost not no point. It just takes it out. A bit of bunching, but otherwise you don't need a curve. The hard part of it's supposed to want to make cheap, quick one. You can skip that step and just go to try it. It's almost not no point. It just takes it out. A bit of bunching, but otherwise you don't need a curve. The hard part of it's supposed to want to make cheap, quick one. Skip that step and just go to try it. It's almost not no point, but it just takes it out. A bit of bunching, but otherwise you don't need a curve. The hard part of it's supposed to want to make cheap, quick one. Skip that step and just go to try it. It's almost not. Okay. Bunching, but otherwise you don't need a curve. The hard part of it's supposed to want to make cheap, quick one. Yeah, just flatten it, keep the pressure even, tension. Get the pieces to lie together nicely, and then you're just making one continuous surface. Yeah, just flatten it, keep the pressure even, Fantasia Mathematica. Get the pieces to lie together nicely, and then you're just making one continuous surface. Yeah, just flatten it, keep the pressure even, Fantasia Mathematica. Get the pieces to lie together nicely, and then you're just making one continuous surface. Flatten it, keep the pressure even, Fantasia Mathematica. Test, better. Just making one continuous surface. Just flatten it, keep the pressure even, Fantasia Mathematica. Test, better. Just making one continuous surface. Flatten it, keep the pressure even, Fantasia Mathematica. Test, better. Continuous surface. It's tedious, but at least there's a lot of it to do. It's tedious, but at least there's a lot of it to do. It's tedious, but at least there's a lot of it to do. Here we go. We're coming down to the end of this bit of twine. It's tedious, but at least there's a lot of it to do. Then we'll let it loose and we can take a look at the front of the tent, the top. This is coming down to the end of this, just to double check the twine. It's roughly good, at least there's a lot of, maybe accidentally really good. We can take a look at the front of the tent, the top. Once that part's done, I like to go through and also just to double check, point this out right now. I'm thinking about it good. I like to, after I've done this part, accidentally get this first line in, that locks it together and gets it held in place. Once that part's done, and it's strong, but you could also probably just double check this like this out right now. I like to go back through it. I like to, after I've done this bit of twine, just reinforce this line in, locks it together and gets it held in place. Correct. And it's strong, but if I put a stitch there, that'll, I like to go back through it. I like to, after I've done it, also, it's just a little bit of extra strength here. This takes a lot of abuse when it's correct. And it's set up, setting it up on the stitch there, going up. I like to go back wind, I like to go after it. It also, whenever just a little bit of extra strength here. This takes, just makes it a little strong. Use just an extra piece of thread on there, it's set up, setting it up on the, it's already locked in, so it doesn't take a lot of mental effort to go after it. It also, whenever just a little bit of strength, just another line of stitch, just makes it a little strong. Use just an extra piece of thread on there, it's set up, setting it up. It's already locked in, so it doesn't take a lot of mental effort to go after it. Curve it like, just as, the real purpose is for strength. You can also use that aesthetically to kind of sculpt it locked in. Probably making it sound perfect, just as, just put another real purpose is for strength. You can also use that. So here we go. So we got the front, the top, done. Just as, put another real purpose is for strength for that. So here we go. So we got the front, top, done. So from the inside of the tent, this is here we go. So we now have the top front done. From the inside of this inside house, take a look, see where we stand. So there we go. So we now have the exterior body, the top front done. And the front and side of this inside house. That's right here. See that? Take a look, see where we stand. Yeah. So that's the first look at the exterior body, the top front done. Here's our reinforcement. Here's the door opening. I still have these roughly stitched together just to keep them in place while I work on it. So that's the first look at the beginning. The exterior body, the tent. Here's that reinforcement. And also, door opening. I still have these already roughly together just to keep them in place while I work on it. So that's the first look at the beginning. Fairly well centered. Exterior body and the tent. Strongly so. Now, at the end, there's going to be a line of stitching here, roughly, and so that's the first look at the beginning here. That'll be holding the selvage to the body of the tent. Strongly sealed, tighter, nicer looking stitches here, roughly. But for now, we've got it. That's the first look. We got it started. And that's that'll be holding the selvage to the body of the tent. Strongly sealed, there. Tighter, nicer looking stitches here, roughly. But for now, we've got it. Awesome. So let's turn it back and start out. There's more stitch that'll be holding the selvage. We're going to run down, tighter, nice long seams all the way to the base. Awesome. That'll turn it back and start out. Sides. We're going to run just that. Nice long seams all the way to the base. Awesome. That'll turn it back and start out. Sides. Coffee. Just that. I'm going to stretch my legs. I'll be back soon. There you go.
Over here. Move over to that side. You want your little blanket? Nice.
All right, let's get rolling.
Ranger, see a fleece. Ranger is no longer with us. Over here. Move to that side. Blanket.
All right, let's get rolling.
All right.
Let's get ready to sew some tents.
Well, one anyway.
Here's where we're going.
All right.
We left our
All
intrepid
right.
heroes. Let's get ready to sew some tents.
Well, one anyway. So now we're just going to continue down this seam.
All right.
We left our
All
intrepid
right.
heroes. Let's get ready to sew some tents.
Nobody watching. Here we go. So now we're just going to continue down this seam.
All right.
We left
All
our
right.
intrepid heroes. Let's get ready to sew some tents.
Nobody watching. Interesting YouTube
So now we're
content. Down this seam. More useful.
left our
All
intrepid
right.
heroes.
Seam.
Let's get ready to sew some
Back a bit. Nobody watching. Interesting YouTube content. Down this seam. More useful. Maybe.
that works.
Seam. Back a bit. Nobody watching. Interesting YouTube content is twine, wax, maybe needle.
That works.
So this thing.
We're now doing
Back a bit.
the, still working on the doors, attaching them to the
Content is
We've got the hard part done.
wax, maybe needle.
That works.
So this thing.
We're now doing the, still working on the doors, attaching the hard part
Content
to the,
is
we've got the hard part done.
and the technique for the back bell is the same.
There's the front. We have our half circle mark on there. Still working on the doors, attaching the hard part. We've got the hard part
Audio 10 facing out. And the technique for the back bell is the same.
upside down is the front. We have our half circle mark on there. Still working on the doors.
Exactly
The same thing.
audio 10 facing out. And the technique for the
Right
back
now, we're just gonna
bell
finish these long
is the
seams so
same.
they're complete. We have our half circle mark on there. Still working on the doors.
Exactly
The same thing.
audio 10 facing out. And the technique for the
Right
back
now, we're just gonna
bell
finish these long
is the
seams so
same.
they're complete. We have our half circle mark. Here we go. And as always, I'm going to
Audio 10 facing out.
just straighten this out.
Right now, we're just
Lay
gonna finish these long seams so they're
flat, no buckles and no tension. As always, I'm going to do exactly the same as I did before, where I punch through, straighten this out,
right now,
and the other one finishes, and then tie a square knot in it, and that gets, actually the buckle is through. As always, I'm going to do exactly the same as I did before, where I punch through, straighten this out, through, and the other one finishes, and then tie a square knot in it, and that gets, actually the buckle is through. As always, I'm going to do exactly the same as I did. Tie a square knot, punch through, and this just gets tucked in underneath one end. Tie a square knot in it, to the right, actually the buckle is through. As always, exactly the same as I did. It gets tucked in when that seam gets stuck. And this just gets visible, it just helps me keep this straight. As always, it gets tucked in when that seam gets stuck. And this just gets visible, it just helps me keep this straight. And here we go. And this is just repetition. Nothing complicated about this seam. This is exactly the same as all the other seams, the main seams in the tent. Down to the most complicated part. And here we go. And this is just repetition. Nothing complicated about this seam. This is exactly, I really know what else to talk about. The main seams in the tent. Down to the most complicated.
Zero concurrent viewers. That's amazing.
This is just repetition.
It's almost as if it's just me and my little kitten here.
I really know what else to talk about. I'm certain at some point.
Zero concurrent viewers. Amazing.
This is just repetition.
It's almost as if it's just me and my little kitten here.
Formative to talk about. I'm certain at some point.
Zero concurrent viewers. Amazing.
That's one of the amazing things about
It's just me and my little kitten.
formative to talk about. Communicate over space and time. I'm certain at some point.
Zero concurrent viewers.
That's one of the amazing things about tablets. Communicate over space and time. Certain at some point.
Zero concurrent viewers.
That's one of the amazing things about tablets. I'm doing this on a bitterly cold, bitterly cold outside.
Zero concurrent viewers.
Terribly cold. Although, it is all I'm doing this one. Cool as a bitterly cold. Bitterly cold house. Terribly cold. Although it is all I'm doing this one. Cool as a bitterly cold. Bitterly cold house and quoted, paraphrased or invented. Although it is all I'm doing this. My love for tent making keeps it cold. Cold house and quoted, paraphrased or invented. Although and my love for this love for tent making, annoying but cold, cute. Cold house piece of twine that I need, paraphrased or invented. Although and my love for this love for tent making, annoying but cold, endlessly fascinated. All aspects intended. Those of you who missed the earlier streams, this is Scout annoying. Endless showed up here. All aspects intended. Farmhouse. About a week ago. Missed the earlier streams, this is Scout annoying. It's about 10 feet up in a tree up here. No idea how she got. All aspects intended. It was freezing, so we brought her in and looking to a week ago. Missed the earlier. Took her to the neighbor. Farm she wandered off of here, couldn't find anybody. No idea how she got. Endeavored to get her into a cat shelter. Missed full neighbor. By the time she wandered off the state, we were finding all that out. No idea how she got. She endeavored to get herself to a cat shelter. Never mind. Keeping her full neighbor now. By the time she wandered off the state, we were finding all that out. No idea how she got. She endeavored to get herself to a cat shelter. Never mind. Keeping her full neighbor now. Now, if we could just figure out how to get her together again without finding all that out. Shelter. Not dissimilar circumstances. Much. We just figure out how to get her together again without finding all that out. Shelter. She's been here for 4 years. She's lovely. Much. We just figure out how to get her these two to get along. So far, we've had no luck on dominating herself. 4 years. She's lovely. Just figure out how to get her these two to get along. So far, we've had no luck on dominating herself. 4 years. She's lovely. Just figure out how to get her these two to get along. So far, we've had no luck on dominating herself. So, just a space back stitch all the way down this seam. Just picking up where we left off, in case I failed to mention that. So far, you just want even tension. So, just a space back stitch all the way down this seam. Just picking up where we left off. Use yourself. Even tension. Every once in a while, I like to take my thumb and forefinger, drag along the seam here. And then just helps even out the stitching. Maybe only a millimeter at a time. Every once in a while, I like to take my thumb and forefinger, evens it out, drag along the seam, evens the tension. Then just helps even drag each stitch just a fraction of an inch. Every once in a while, I like to out. Take my thumb and forefinger, evens it out, makes it better, drag along the seam, evens the tension. Then just helps trying to, in this series of videos, mention everything you need. In case I drop dead tomorrow. Evens it out, makes it better. Trying to, everything I've learned about how I make everything you need, not the way to make tents. I don't mean as an expert, but I do think that I've made more. Trying to, everything I've learned more tents. Everyththing you need, not the way to make tents. Maybe anyone else on this. An excellent, half a dozen or so. I don't know if anyone has made more. I'm just trying to share what I know. Maybe anyone else on this. Something, half a dozen or so. Someone may want to make one. Anyone who's made more. This is a useful guide. I'm just trying to share what I know. Get something useful out of these videos. Something, half a dozen or so. Someone may want to make one. Anyone else is a useful guide. I'm just trying to share what I know. Material culture is one of these videos. Third quarter of the 18th century. I was now, you know, what else? Trying to share what I know. Of course, being on video, being on the internet, nothing is permanent. They really wanted this preserved, and now, you know, what else? Be rated in copper and bury it, or really carve it in stone. Of course, being on video, being on the internet, most of the amazing, they really wanted this preserved, production we have these days, it's going to vanish. Really carve it in stone. Of course, being on video, some point in the future, nobody will have any machines that are capable of reading the data. The data itself will be corrupted or lost. Really, power goes down. Of course, being on video, some point in the future, we are simultaneously maybe having the machines that are capable of most against the data. Changing humanity technologically lost. Really, power goes down. Some point in the future, we are simultaneously maybe having the machines that are capable of most against tiny fraction of a percent is like vanish somewhat. Over time, systems have been updated. Tiny fraction of the procedures that we're able to read the computers of today, like data, vanish somewhat. All this will over time. For a time, systems have been updated. Tiny fraction of the procedures that we're able to read the computers of today, like data. Maybe all will be lost in my tent. These are all that will remain. For a time, systems have been updated. Tiny fraction of the procedures that we will read today. Maybe all will be lost to you. These are all that will remain. Food, warmth, for a time, twine. Right? Before the ball. Might be the greatest of all lessons to you. These are all that will remain. Food, warmth, for a time, twine. Right? Before the ball. Might be the greatest of all lessons to you. These are all that will remain. Warmth, for a time, twine. Right? Hey, look. Might be the greatest of all lessons to you. These are all that will remain. Warmth, for a time, twine. Right? Hey, look. Let go of my twine. Thank you, Mrs. Twine. Miss Ferocious. Hey, look. No. Let go. Grab my sleeve and it's wine. Mrs. Twine. Miss Ferocious. You are entirely too rambunctious for this stage. So, grab my sleeve. Why don't you? Wheel away. Miss Ferocious. You're entirely too rambunctious for this. So, you seem too energetic to take a nap. Wheel away.
Bonk. Where's your ball?
Mind your ball? Entirely too rambunctious for this.
Let's say you.
It's not gonna work. You seem too energetic to take a nap. Is the ball here?
Bonk.
Where's your ball?
Who's the dynamo ball? Over here? No. Over here? What hast thou done with thy ball? Who's the dynamo ball? Where's your ball? Over here? No. Over here? No. What hast thou done with thy ball? Who's the dynamo ball? Where's your ball? Over here? No. There's your ball. There's your ball. There's your ball. Where's your ball? Over here? No. All right. There's your ball. There's your ball. There's your ball. Where's your ball? Over here? No. All right. There's your ball. There's your ball. All
trying to flatten this out, keep even pressure on both pieces as I go.
I think for a few minutes, I
Flatten this out,
camera, you see
pressure
be
on
amused by
both
her.
pieces as I go.
Now, what she's not doing is going to be the same for a while. I've got a long seam here, so I think for a few minutes,
Flatten this out.
she's way more interested.
By her as I go.
What she's not doing is going to be the same for a while. I've got maybe a little bit closer. Long seam here, so I think when we get close,
Flatten this out.
she's way more interested. What she's not doing is going to be the same for a while. I've got maybe a little bit closer. Long seam here, so I think when we get close,
Flatten this out.
she's way more interested. What she's not doing is going to be the same for a while. I've got maybe a little bit closer. Long seam here, so I think when we get close,
Flatten this out.
she's way more interested. What she's not doing is going to be the same for a while. I've got maybe a little bit closer. Long seam here, so I think when we get close,
Not sure if anybody's watching or hearing this now. If you are, drop a note in the comments, or if you're part of the clown show, text me and I'll chat with you. I've been talking nonstop for a couple of hours, and at the moment I'm just concentrating on sewing, but I'm happy to say hello. There's not a whole lot to say. I've got 7.5 feet of stitching to do on this side, and another 7.5 on the other side. Actually, a little bit more than that, but who's counting, right? I'm just gonna push through here. At a certain point, it's just mechanical repetition. We did the hard stuff earlier. Now it's just getting the lines in. And we are past the halfway point. That's a good milestone. Glad for that. We're coming down to the point where I need to attach a new piece of twine. So I'll be doing that in a couple minutes. Turn this camera a little bit more. Well, there she is. Now she's come up here. And there's her ball. She carries it around with her, which is kind of funny. I've seen our other cats carry mice that way, but never a toy. This one, to my knowledge, has never caught a mouse, but she loves this foil ball. Endlessly fascinating to her. Right. Drag the seam a bit just to even it out. And here we are so far. That's pretty good, right? We've got what we're going to do here, and then I can change twine, start the new piece. Now, and stick myself in the finger with the needle a couple of times, why not? Alright, so usually the way this works is I'll pull this, do my last stitch and then pull the needle off, and then go to the back side, pull this through, just dig the needle under and pull it out. Now, when you run the new thread through, put it through there, or actually go this way, pull the new thread through, and then you tie that knot on there, and then you can connect them. Just a tip if you're doing this. Okay, wax. Drag it through the beeswax, and then we're ready to thread and carry on. Actually, this feels a little short, and it's got a slub in the middle of it. Just a bunch of linen there that I don't want to sew through. It'll stick into the linen and make it difficult to sew. So it's best to get a different piece.
Hi. Hello. How's it going? How's it going? Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Is it over there? Where'd your ball go? Go get it. Good girl. Where's your ball? So, just in case you haven't seen the previous ones, stab through, drag it, tie it, carry on. All right. So, let's trim this. Left over right, right over left. Trim it and then tuck it under the seam there, and it'll just be there to hold. It's all in there. Okay. I feel that I want another cup of coffee here soon. So get a few stitches in. I'm going to go refill my coffee, and we'll be back shortly for more thrilling back stitching action. Meanwhile, the little gray maniac over there will hopefully keep you entertained, as she is me. Every once in a while this tangles up, it just gets twisted because of the natural twist of the threads, and then the motion of the sewing is also imparting a twist to it, so you just have to undo that every once in a while. In this case, it seems like, and you don't want to pull that through. See, this is slipped through, and if you pull too tight, it'll create a knot, which you'll have to cut. And I don't wish to do that, so just tangle it before you pull it through. Just keep these two pieces flat and even pressure. You're just joining them together. You want a continuous sheet of linen all the way around when you're done. So if you keep it flat, that'll happen. And if you don't, it will not. Damn it, did it again. There. There you go. Well, I need coffee, but she definitely does not. Right? No coffee for you? Cats don't need coffee. I suppose humans don't, but we definitely benefit by it. Darn it. Yeah, this is, I don't know why. I might have put a little too much wax on this. It feels a little bit too stiff. Oh, you know what? Another thing might be that I have this tail is too close to the end, so I want to pull the needle out toward the end more. Maybe not that much, but keep that separated. It might be a little less likely to tangle. Let's try that. Let's see here. Is anybody on YouTube watching? Nay. Well, okay. Wait, that's not. Cats don't need coffee. Let's refresh. There we go. Cats don't need. Oh, no, sweetheart. Refresh. Do not chew on twine. It's busy. There we go. Eat it. All that goes into the tin. Oh, no, sweetheart. Refresh. Do not chew on twine. It's busy. There we go. Eat it. All that goes into the tin. Oh, no, do not chew on twine. Nope. Where's your ball? All that goes into the tin. Oh, no, where's your ball?
Way too much energy.
Twine. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Get your ball. Oh, no, where's your ball?
Way too much energy.
Twine. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Get your ball. Oh, no, where's your ball?
Way too much energy.
Twine.
I suppose if somebody was watching live, I could be persuaded to sing sea shanties. I'm not a good singer, but what I lack in talent, somebody got watching live, enthusiasm to sing sea shanties. But as there is nobody here, not a good singer, but what I lack in talent, somebody got watching live, enthusiasm to sing sea shanties. Music of the living. As there is nobody here, not a good singer, but what I lack in talent, somebody got watching live, enthusiasm to sing sea shanties. Music of the living. As there is nobody here, not a good singer, but what I lack in talent, somebody got watching live. Enthusiasm to stitch species, music of the living. As there is nobody here, not a good singer, but back talent, so we watch it live. Enthusiasm to stitch species, music of the living. As there is nobody here, not a good singer, but back talent, so we watch it live.
Yeah, I think I waxed this twine a little too heavily this time. It's grabbing the other piece of twine as it pulled through. Yeah, I think I waxed.
You don't want that
twine a little. The light on the wax, so grabbing the other piece of twine, feel it through. Yeah, I think I waxed.
You don't want that. It should just smooth down the fibers of the twine as you
Grabbing and dragging through the piece of twine, feel it through. Yeah, I think I waxed.
In this case,
You don't
it's
want that.
grabbing.
Should be a
It should
piece of
just
twine.
smooth down the fibers of the twine.
Not the self grabbing and dragging through the piece of twine, feel it through. Yeah, I think I
In
waxed.
this case,
You don't
it's
want that.
grabbing.
Should be a
It should
piece of
just
twine.
ferocious as the spring.
Not the self grabbing and dragging through the piece of
Go outside. Weather's nice, birds and nice out. Ferocious as the spring. Terrifying hunter in the yard. Comes nice as fast as birds and nice out. Ferocious as the spring. Terrifying hunter in the yard. Comes nice as fast as birds and nice out. Ferocious as the spring. Terrifying hunter in the yard. Comes nice as fast as birds and nice out. Ferocious as the spring. Terrifying hunter in the yard. Comes nice as fast as birds and nice out. Ferocious as the spring. Terrifying hunter.
Nope.
Let it go. Let it go. Retract your claws and let it go. I demand my twang. Relax.
Nope.
Let it go. Let it go. Retract your claws and let it go.
Nope.
I demand my twang. Relax.
Nope.
That can't be calm. Let it go. Let it go. Retract your claws and let it go. What are you doing? I demand my twang. Relax. That can't be calm. What are you doing? Let it go. Retract your claws and let it go. What are you doing? I demand my twang. Relax. That can't be calm. What are you doing? Let it go. Nope. I demand my twang. Relax. That can't be calm. What are you doing? Let it go. Nope. I demand my twang. That can't be calm. What are you doing?
Started the attaching the door assembly to the body of the tent, and then so I'm going to continue that. I have done this one side. Let me see if you can see this. And look at this here. All right, so this is the front of the tent, and this is the body. So I've attached this one side, and I'm doing the same here. So I've got a good start on it. I did the first foot or so, and I'll show you how I did this again, because we're going to do the same operation to the back of the tent. And now I'm just going to backstitch all the way down this seam. Thrilling content, I know, but this is how the tent is made. So if you want to know how to make a tent, this is the video for you. I'm showing, my intention is to show all of it, every stitch, every 10 minutes spent drinking coffee and scratching my head and trying to solve a problem or figure out how to proceed. I'm putting it all in here just so it's a realistic picture of what it actually takes to make one of these. You know, I've made a number of them, and I still make errors. So I just want to show anybody who would like to make a linen tent like this, like was used in the Revolution, can do that. And really, I mean, I suppose the technique, I haven't looked at tents from other periods and places, but you know, I suppose some of the techniques will translate to other things. Good lighting. Sound on. Here. It's got fresh coffee. Quality is good. All right. Links posted. Okay. Good lighting.
106 miles to Chicago.
Coffee. Quality is good. Half a pack of smokes. It's dark. I'm wearing reading glasses. Hit it. So the first thing I need to do is thread my needle. So I've got my linen twine. I've been over this on all the previous streams, but this is the first introduction to thread my needle. So I've got my linen twine, historical recreation of this on all the previous streams. Repeat some of the first introduction to. Not only that, I'm new to streaming needle. I'm not used to narrating their work. I kind of do it. So I'm getting used to it. I appreciate it. Not only that, I'm new to streaming with me. So I'm going to store my needle in my shirt, so just narrating their work. So I've got a cake of beeswax, just lubricating the with linen twine. Store my needle in my shirt. Protection against the cake of beeswax. Coarse linen, you drag it through there dozens of times, it tends to wear. And this helps protection against the. Do not, as I did last night, coarse linen, drag it through there. Put too much on it because it tends to. This helps protect. It goes from protecting and helping it glide through better to causing it to twist and knot up, and it actually slows you down. It goes from protecting. I'm right-handed. I like to work right to left. On this, also, because I have, here's the top. I like to work. I started here, did a semicircle here to accommodate the ridge pole, which will be a round, roughly 2-inch diameter pole. Here's the top. It'll sit here and the end of here. Did a semicircle here to accommodate. So I sewed this part first, and now then I continue down here. I generally like stitching with the edges away from me. So this part, it's just easier for me to hold, and now it's a little bit easier to do. In this case, it's more important with the edges away from me. I could do that on this one. I could turn it around and sew from the base up to this, but linen is stretchy and flexible to a degree. I could do that. I don't like doing turn it around. I like sort of a continuous flat sheet as I'm sewing. Is stretchy and flexible. So I'm going to pick up at the top and go all the way down. So that's what I'm doing. So this is a little bit more, a little less convenient than the other way of doing it at the top. This is just how I think that's what's being done. This is a little bit more, do it any way you wish, a little less convenient I think than the other way of doing it at the top. This is just, get out on I think it's flat. We want these edges to match up. And then we've got on the needle. Where's that? I think it's flat. Have I not threaded my needle? The edges to match up. And then we've got on the needle. Take the needle. I use a blunt needle to stitch this. I used to use sharps, but they tend to cut the fibers of the linen rather than push between them. So I started using this blunt one, and it works really well. So I used to use sharps, but they tend to cut the fibers of the linen rather than push between them. So I started using this blunt one. So we're going to go in
This will be visible on the inside of the tent. This selvage edge, this machine woven end of this is the outer edge of the fabric. This will be visible on the inside of the tent. This is going to be visible. It's going to be folded down and then felled, hooked onto the, with a loose stitch all the way down to the body of the tent. Since this is visible, I don't want this not visible. So I'm going to just dig my needle in there, pull that one thread through, and work on the back from now. Since this is visible, I don't want to keep it lined up. I don't want this not visible. So I'm going to put my dig my needle in there, pull that one thread of needle through there. And I'm going to just tie a quick square knot, left over right, right over left. Next to the Boy Scouts. Thread of needle through there. The instruction along. I'm going to just tie a quick square knot, left over right, right over left. I'm just tying a square knot here. This just helps me get the first couple stitches in without accidentally pulling the threads tight. No, I'm just tying a square knot here. This just helps me get the first couple stitches in without accidentally pulling the threads tight. And I'll snip this off, and I'll tuck this knot, and it ends underneath the seam, so it'll never be seen. It's not, maybe it's not even necessary. I do it not, and it ends underneath the seam. I think, so historically, it's not. A couple of experts have told me that that wasn't done in garments at least. So I think those are not strictly necessary. A couple of experts I do it. That wasn't done in garments at least. I try to go for accurate historical recreations of what I'm doing here. And if I can find evidence of precisely how this stuff was done, I could happily modify my methods. So this tent is based on evidence of precisely all of my research, including a big body of research that was done by other people who shared it with me, and then I went on my own, and this tent has based on evidence, a lot of practical experience doing this, and using these tents. Big body of research that was done by other people who shared it. And making a lot of false starts, and a lot of trial and error, a lot of practical experience to fill in all the gaps in the practical stuff. Like one thing to say, okay, here's a picture from trial and error. From the mid-18th century, there's a sketch or gaps in watercolor, or painting, engraving of it, and picture descriptions of it. We even have a few, very few, examples of 18th century. We even have a few, very few. So, but where there's a gap in the knowledge, you have to fill in with what you have your best guess of techniques or materials, or there's a gap in the knowledge, you have to fill in order of construction, whatever, best guess to fill that in. But then as you get more information, you can fill in more gaps and take out the things that you added just as guesswork, just replacing with known true stuff. Fill in more gaps and take out the things that's when we added just I put the knot in because it works for me. If I ever find out, they categorically didn't do that in Virginia in the mid-1700s, 1770s, I'll stop doing it. They categorically didn't do that in Virginia in the mid-1770s, because why not? Stop doing it. My goal is to make stuff as close to how it was actually made with the materials actually used. So make stuff, use it to similar ways to how it was done there, and by doing that, we can sometimes find out all this, little details of things that nobody ever bothered to write down. By doing that, I don't remember reading. Sometimes find out all this, little details of things that nobody ever bothered to write down. You don't write down today the intricacies of tying your shoes or things like that. It might be interesting to know if, 250 years, you want to reenact the early 21st century. It'd be helpful to have some of that stuff detailed out. Reenact the early 21st century, going back in time. Have some of that here detailed out. Reenact going back in time. Here, loose like that. There you go. The hardest part about what I'm doing here is just the discipline to keep doing it and do it consistently with even pressure, even stitches. The hardest part about what I'm doing here is just the discipline to carry on all the way down to the end of the seam. Once this stitch is done, all the way down to the end of the seam. Once this stitch is done here, I will use a steam iron and iron this seam over. I'll open it up, I will press this down, and then stitch this lightly to the body of the tent, or to the door. Actually, in this one, press this down, body of the tent, and then this will that'll keep the body, this edge from fraying, it'll keep it from flapping around, it makes it slightly stronger. And then this neat one, that'll keep the body. Then these seams also, in a way, I think, nobody's told me this, I haven't read it anywhere, this is just my thoughts on it. They kind of form structural ribs, like those in a ship, or sloop or something. They kind of heavier construction than the loose body of the linen. So they give it a bit of heavier construction shape and strength, resistance to the wind and the rain and the ways of giving stuff the construction shape and strength. Maybe on scout with wind and moving around ways of giving stuff. Fascinated again by the teeth. You didn't know a week ago that you'd be a maybe on scout. Fascinated again by the teeth. You didn't know a week ago that you'd be a where's your ball? When you get that curious, it's time to look for your ball. There's your ball. Look. Look at your ball. Where's your ball? Good girl. When you get that curious, it's time to look for your ball. There's your ball. Look. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? When you get that curious, it's time to look for your ball. There's your ball. Again, the hardest part of this, once you get it started, you got it lined up, and you know, plus you've already done it. By the time you get to this stage, you've already done it. Again, the hardest part of this, once you get it started, you got it lined up, is stitching. The only difficult part about this is you get all the pressure consistent and you have to keep the pieces flat and lined up. Staying on that line as you sew, making your tension about the same all the way down. That's it. There's nothing else to it. It's just kind of tension. You just kind of drawing the same all the way down. That's it. Nothing else to it. It's just kind of tension. Just kind of drawing the same all the way down. There we are. In a very short time, you can get quite a lot of this stuff done. Even in a very short time, fighting the curiosity is a very well-rested kitten. She slept all day, so I imagine she's going to be racing around curiosity along this road. Well-rested in the stream the other night, she slept all day, so I imagine running laps for a good amount of time. In the stream the other night, she was a lot of energy to burn. She was holding my sleep. Take, why don't you come over here? No, let me get a few. Take, why don't you come over here? Yeah, I know you were rambunctious. Why don't you come over here and get your ball? There it is. Look. Here's your ball. Yeah, I know you were rambunctious. Why don't you come over here and get your ball? Where'd it go? There it is. Look. Good girl. Here's, find it. Find it. Where's your ball? Where'd it go? Find it. Find it. Where's your ball? Where'd it go? There's a loose thread at the end of the linen that I'm moving around. That's fascinating. Okay, so here I'm just taking the edges of my fingernails and kind of holding the bottom piece of linen flat and still, and then here I'm just taking the edges of my fingernails, scraping it a bit, just the bottom piece of linen flat and still. You don't want to have big bunches or loose spots. It should just be a continuous, flat construction. When we're making a three-dimensional object out of two-dimensional pieces, it should just be a continuous, flat construction. This is the translation part right here. This is where it transforms from three different, this is the translation part right here. Flat assemblies, two-dimensional, into a single three-dimensional assemblage. Flat assemblies, two-dimensional, into a single three-dimensional. It goes right through, and other times you have to walk through it. This is heavy linen. I've made these out of thinner linen, and they sew much more quickly and easily. This is
heavy.
I like those tins too.
Made these out of thin.
They're authentic to the period and the material they use.
So much more quickly and easily.
So they use all like those tins, a lot of different varieties. They're authentic to the period. You check out the Journal of the Public Store at Williamsburg. They use all like there's a number of tin orders in there. These variety of different. Check out the kinds of public store.